New RVs are leaking water in hard to repair, hard to detect places because manufacturers are improperly plumbing them when they build them at the factory. In today's video, I'm going to talk about this plumbing problem on new RVs and what you can do. Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm a certified RV technician and the owner of Rigger RV Repair. In my experience, at least a quarter of the repairs I end up doing are completely preventable. My goal with this channel is to educate you how to not break your RV. But today's video is really not about something that you can prevent. It's really about something that manufacturers should be preventing. So let me cover real quickly exactly what the problem is. This is PEX tubing. It's rigid. You can see it doesn't flex when I squeeze on it. This is a type of tubing used for plumbing both houses and RVs. Inside, the fitting looks like this. So when this goes inside, this pinch clamp is compressed, and you can see how the plastic is so compressed it like dents in around the fitting. The problem is that RV manufacturers are using the wrong kind of tubing on these fittings. When you use a flexible vinyl tubing like this with a pinch clamp, this tubing will swell up and create leaks right here instead of sealing correctly. You can see how much it swole right here because of being connected to PEX. Eventually, as this tubing gets bigger, it starts to leak around the fitting, even on a good quality brass fitting. The reason that this doesn't seal in this type of tubing is that flexible vinyl tubing requires a different type of fitting. I took the liberty of cutting the fitting out so that you could see what is inside of a pre-made fitting like this. Not only does it have barbs in here to seal against the vinyl tubing instead of ridges like this, but it also has an O-ring to help seal it. So notice the difference between this fitting that has barbs and an O-ring in it and this fitting which just has several square ridges. The difference in these fittings is why flexible tubing leaks when connected to a fitting that's designed for PEX tubing. In addition to being a certified RV technician, I'm actually a licensed general contractor for residential buildings. I'll tell you right now, plumbers are not allowed to connect this type of tubing to this type of fitting in a house. It's against code. The reason it's against code is because it creates leaks. Why are they doing this in so many, if not most, RVs that are being manufactured today? It really boils down to it's cheap, convenient, and they can, because there is no regulation that would say they're not allowed to do this. It's kind of a free-for-all. It's like the wild, wild west when it comes to building RVs. One job I had on a brand new fifth wheel was water leaking into the cargo basement. And when I investigated, I found that they had done this plumbing inside the wall going to the laundry up above the cargo bay. And it was leaking inside the wall. The only way I could repair it was to tear the wall apart. If it's not leaking somewhere that you notice, this can be doing a lot of damage to your RV when you're unaware. It is one of the most annoying things to me that RVs are plumbed this way, because technically it's not plumbing. So where does this kind of leave you? What can you do? A couple of things. One, high pressure on your water system is going to make this problem worse. Always use a water pressure regulator. This will keep excessive pressure from swelling these hoses and creating leaks. It's not a guarantee, but it helps. The other thing is make sure you always winterize your RV properly. You want to make sure that you don't have expanding water inside these tubes because that can make leaks faster. I always recommend using an antifreeze fluid rather than trying to just use compressed air. 3, and this is probably the biggest one, I would encourage you to vote with your dollars. When you go to buy an RV, especially a new RV, if it has this type of tubing with this type of fitting and pinch clamps like this, it's not proper plumbing. It's not an RV I would recommend buying because it's kind of a ticking time bomb for having water leaks. So this is where the golden rule comes into play, as one of my commenters said. He who has the gold makes the rules. If you're going to buy an RV and you tell a manufacturer or a dealership that you refuse to buy one that has this plumbing problem, they're going to start listening. We're only going to be able to put pressure on the industry to change if y'all know what you're looking for and ask for things to be different. So this is a really good reason why you should be subscribed to my channel. If you want to know when I drop a new video, hit the bell icon, because coming up soon, I'm going to be releasing reviews of RVs. Spoiler alert, a lot of good RVs do this. And you'd be surprised at which ones don't. If you haven't yet, be sure to go to my website and sign up for my email list. You'll get my 4-point Don't Get Stranded checklist, which covers 4 of the most common reasons that I get called out to stuck RVs and how you can avoid this happening to your camper. Also, I'll be sending out weekly tips about how to not break your RV so you can get the most enjoyment out of your camper. Happy camping, folks, and don't break your RV.